Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
No matter what nobody say, man, spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dazn Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for 300 million, and I made 350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dazn Productions.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another morning edition with the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Join me on Instagram and Twitter, and we can definitely talk some more boxing today. First scheduled guest is gonna be Estrellita. He is a trainer. He trains with Manuel Robles. He's trained Oscar Valdez. He's trained Jesse Magdaleno. He's trained Andy Ruiz. So we're going to obviously talk to Edgar Jasso, a.k.a. Estrellita. And then at 10 o'clock, as you requested, we'll be having world-renowned trainer Aureliano Sosa. Aureliano Sosa is out of Brooklyn. He trains, obviously, Chris Colbert, Big Baby, Nikita Abaali, Rashad Mati, Nikoshi Solomon, Lennox Allen, and one or two more, So very, very jam-packed show. Plus, our main topic is something that slipped us yesterday. We were supposed to have this on Sunday's, show, but somehow it was left off the notes, and I think it was kind of a boxing blessing because we got to bring it up for today's topic, and the welterweight division is very hot right now. You know what I mean? Once upon a time, it was the money division when Floyd and Pacquiao were both active and participating in that division, and it still can be that in a few years from now. Right now, kind of the heavyweight division is taking over the big checks. But Jaron Ennis is a undefeated, up-and-coming, contender, prospect. Difficult to say. We lose kind of sight of where fighters are or what terms to use. Maybe because of BoxRec, right? Maybe because number of fights. Maybe because of eye tests. But skimming over the resume, he's definitely on the cusp of making a name for himself. You know, he just needs to be put in the right fights. He's with Cameron Duncan, and we're pulling up his box record here. He's 25-0, 23 KOs. So that's a very great knockout percentile. 92% knockouts. He's 5'10", which makes him very big for that division. Ranked 34 in the world. So let's get to the top of the division on BoxRec. They have Terence Crawford, who is 5'8". Next up is Earl Spence. He is 5'9.5". Next up, Manny Pacquiao. He is 5'5.5". Sean Porter, 5'7", and gives up height because he likes to crouch down. Danny Garcia, 5'8". So you get my drift. Ugas, who we would like to match him with, or he and Ugas must know something that we don't know. Now, obviously, when we're debating on this show, we get those callers that, want to believe, they know things. But what we've learned from the many, many interviews that we've done with these fighters is that they know who they're fighting sometimes as far as 6 months in advance. And I'm just saying that to say, because the way that this seems to have taken place, if we go to the tweet, because we have to give you the facts. We're here to discuss Ennis and Ugas because Ennis took to his social media on March 28th, a few days ago. And he said, when this virus stuff is over with, I want a big name as soon as we get back. I don't need no tune-up fight. Now, that just right there reminds me of Earl Spence when he made his, announcement. But Ugas right away quote tweeted and put fire emojis. So that seemed like, I don't know, encouragement. Like, yeah, man, do your thing. Get a big name when you get back. I like the sound of that. I'm with that. Is what the fire emojis represented to me. But Boots came back and just put the two cool emojis and says, let's get it popping. So one, he considers Ugas a big name, which is great. Two, we have to think, did they know? And is this why the Twitter beef is starting, so that they could come out later and do a PBC Twitter beefs with Jordan Hardy, the wife of Keller Plant? She does those a lot with these guys that go back and forth on social media. Is this the groundwork to prepare us for what this fight is? Because you got to remember, Ennis is with Cameron Duncan, but he is with Showtime. And Showtime is invested. We had Espinoza on, and he likes him some Ennis. So while Ugas is PBC, he's not the top of the top. He's not the cream of the, he's not the creme de la creme. So they might not mind him not fighting on PBC on Fox, and instead, let him go to Showtime to build up Ennis, and maybe Ennis could again graduate to PBC on Fox. Who knows? But, Ugas comes back after Ennis says, let's get it popping. Ugas says, you have a great future and you will surely be a great champion. But remember that this is by stage. Don't burn stage. Keep safe. Now, you got to remember, there's a little bit of Spanglish in there. I'm going to interpret that as, remember, this is by levels. You know what I'm saying? And you got to wait till you get on my level. So keep safe. Be safe what you ask for, Be careful what you ask for. And I'm thinking maybe they working on this one. And if they not working on it, should they? Is really the question, right? As the title indicates, okay, so I don't have my own title pulled up right now, but I believe it's something like Jaron Ennis and Yordenis Ugas, perfect step up, or too soon, right? Is it too soon for Ugas and Ennis to get in the ring? Is it too soon for Ennis to be in there with a caliber fighter of Ugas? Ugas does have a win, I believe, over Mike Dallas Jr. He beat the undefeated Omar Figueroa. He also, many believe he beat Sean Porter. I kind of watched back the highlights of it. I guess the highlights don't do it justice because I didn't, I don't know. But he also has the Thomas Delorme win, which I did go back and watch this morning. And, Delorme was bringing a hell of a fight in that fight. Ugas got 2 knockdowns in that second round. You know what I mean? That really changed a lot. But, in terms of scores. But Delorme kept bringing that fight. Delorme wants that rematch. It was a 10-rounder. It went a UD. I watched the Fight Hype interview this morning where Delorme is on his ass. He actually Clubber Lanes Ugas in an interview, and he's like, yo, let's do the rematch, because you know they both Spanish speaking, so it was perfect for Delorme. And then it just so happened, I guess it wasn't organically, because I could hear the translator was actually the person that's managing Delorme now. So maybe they, definitely crashed Ugas' interview. Maybe it was planned. Regardless, it's out there, and he wants the rematch. And watching it, I can't really say that he deserves one, because like he had his opportunity. Ugas did what he had to do, but that was a good Delorme fight. You know what I mean? He fought hard and tough. You know what I mean? But Ugas has that experience. Not only is he Cuban and has the amateur background, but he's got the in-ring experience, and he's a bit of a traveler. He started his career out on the East Coast in Patterson with Julian Rodriguez and a few other guys out of a gym in Passaic. And then he, kind of linked up with Ishmael Salas and relocated to Vegas. And that's when he really got his career on track and started to, look like a fighter on that level. So, again, I say, is it too soon? Is it too soon? Does the experience that Ugas has not only in the amateurs, but in the pros? He did defeat Brian Pereira, decent win. He did beat the Wolf, that was trained, Leviane Graden, I can't even pronounce his name, but he's the Wolf, you know what I mean, with all the hair. He was trained by Virgil Ortiz. He did beat Thomas Delorme. He did beat Ray Robinson. Now, Ray Robinson, he knocked him down in the first and in the seventh. So we can't act like Ugas don't got power, because he knocked down Delorme twice in one round. You know what I'm saying? And look, I think Porter fought the wrong fight. He was like throwing them things. You know what I'm saying? But Ugas seems durable. Like a win over him, that could do some big things for a guy like Ennis. To be honest with you, man, it could put him right where he needs to be. Ugas is rated number 6 in the world, so he's right there. For Ennis, this is a huge jump. Ennis is all the way, I believe, where is he, bro? 34. So you got guys like Saddam Ali still there, which is a good fight for Ennis. You know what I mean? That's a good fight for Ennis. Adrian Granados is there. Good fight for Ennis. Castillo Clayton undefeated from Canada. Ray Robinson, that'll never happen. They're trained by the same trainer. Boozy Ennis is Ennis's dad, and is also Ray Robinson's trainer. Thulani Minge right there. Josh Kelly. Rashidi Ellis undefeated, right? Oh, he's not undefeated. Whoa. Okay, I thought he was undefeated. Is he undefeated at welterweight or what? What is going on here? Oh, he is. He is undefeated. What? I must have been looking at the wrong name. All right, so Rashidi Ellis undefeated. Figueroa, that one loss to Ugas. Van Heerden. We haven't seen anything from Van Heerden on a big name level since his loss to Earl Spence in 2015. Then, he had a decent name in Steve Claggett from Canada. Other than that, I don't really know much of the other people that a guy like Van Heerden has fought. Virgil Ortiz right there, but obviously he's a bit of a, franchise in the making, so to speak. So I doubt they'll put him in early with Ennis. Josecito Lopez is there. Good fight, big name, I know he's not a active name in terms of in the win column, but big name overall, right? He shared the ring with Victor, shared the ring with Canelo. So can't forget his fights with Maidana. So, there's some cachet there. Again, this is to bust Ennis on the scene. Remember, this is how we're looking at whatever fight he takes, whether that be Ugas or anything else. This is to bust him on the scene. He's number 34. His last fight moved him up 2 spots. You know what I mean? His overall box rec ranking is 124. And remember, these fights, these rankings are off of the level of opposition. Another good fight, somebody he might know, so it may be difficult to make, is Anthony Juice Young. Anthony actually beat Saddam Ali, who's ranked right in front of Jaron Ennis. So maybe going for the guy that beat Ali is good. Anthony Juice Young is trained by Chino Oscar Rivas, the same trainer as Tevin Farmer and Stephen Ortiz. So that could make for a good fight. He's got a couple of losses, but that was early in his career. He turned it around after hooking up with Chino Oscar Rivas. I mean, Chino Oscar Rivas, not Oscar, though. Take out the Oscars. It's definitely Chino Rivas, and his first name is Raul. Anthony Juice Young hasn't lost since 2016, and he's racked up a lot of wins since then. And the biggest was taking on Saddam Ali and knocking him out in 3. When he really wasn't considered a puncher. He's 21-2 with 8 KO. So another decent fight for Ennis if he chose to go that route. But again, we're here because it seems like there may be some sort of plan in the making there with Ennis and Ugas. And I want to ask you guys, what do you think? Is Ennis Ugas a good fight? What do you think about, is it a step up or is it too much? Again, we spoke of his level of opposition and things like that. And I mean, Ugas, Ugas definitely has, some experience, both, again, amateur level and definitely the pro level. You know what I mean? He's getting it done. He is getting it done. And he's getting better, he's getting better with time. He is like Anthony and Tevin, a guy that started, but did have, or did suffer some, some sort of adversity in his career and or losses early on, and were able to turn it around just by getting with the right trainers. So I like the Ugas Ennis fight. Again, let me just double check. Ugas is where you're at, Ugas. He's number 6. Damn, you ranked high, champ. And he's 33. Remember, Oscar fought Pernell at 24 for that title. And Pernell was 33. Let's see. Ennis is, I believe he's 25, right? 22. So he'll be doing it 2 years younger, but there is no title on the line. That's the only difference there. You know what I mean? But I guess that's not a bad fight in the right time. Again, Ugas does look in his prime. So, or some shades of that, I want to say his prime. I want to say when he first started, he wasn't as confident as he is now. You know what I mean? He's a confident fighter. He considers himself to be elite, and he's got some damn sure decent wins. Look, we're going to have our first guest, Jasso, a.k.a. Estrellita, in a little bit. Should be about a minute or so. I should be texting him right now just to prepare him. But yeah, what do you guys think about this fight, man? Let me check my comment section and just see where you guys are at, because I did check some of the comments when I put out the show, actually, and some people felt, I think it was Jemmy, King Nello, right? I mean, I think he felt like it may be too much for Ennis right now. So I don't know who else feels that way. I'm not sure. I get what he's saying. Like, you go through Ennis's resume and Mike Arnudis, Raymond Serrano, I.E. Bruce, those are decent developmental fights for a young guy coming up. Those guys have been in the ring with some decent names, world-class level names. Ishe Smith fought I.A. Bruce and a bunch of others. Danny Garcia fought Mike Arnudis. plenty of people fought Raymond Serrano. You know, and he's handling these guys. He knocked out Serrano in 2, Arnodis in 2, you know, i.e. Bruce in 1. So I believe Ishe Smith went the distance with this dude. Glenn Tapia lost. Jesus. No, he lost. Glenn Tapia beat him. Okay. Let me see where's Ishe. Ishe. Oh shit. Ishe got the knockout 2 and 4. Okay. Yeah, man. Look, Gabe Rosado fought this dude. Gabe got the knockout in 5. You know, so Ennis did what he's supposed to do. You know, he caught this dude at the tail end. Lubin did it in 1. Ennis did it in 1. You know, Michael Zuski, another welterweight, he did it in 5. So, look, these are common opponents. You know what I mean? These are dudes that you're supposed to beat, but, you know, it's all about how you defeat them. You know what I mean? Building your name the right way. But let me hit him up. I shouldn't put "are we." We should say "we are ready for you." So yeah, man. This is the right fight for Ennis though, because it's a link also into that PBC world, right? So if he could get this win, he's got the eyes of the PBC and Fox execs looking at him, and he might get that invitation into that world. So I don't know. This looks like a pretty decent fight in my opinion, especially given the options that aren't many for a guy like Ennis. So, you know, you got to take what you can get at this point. And I think that's a decent fight that propels him. I mean, again, we got to remember, Ugas is ranked in the top 6, bro. He's number 6. That's a damn good position. You know what I mean? You're right under the big dogs in the division. You know, it's Crawford, Earl, Manny, Sean, Danny, Ugas. Like, Ugas is ranked above Mikey, and Mikey does big events. You know what I mean? So you know, you should be thinking that Mikey would be highly ranked. But look, we got Edgar Jasso Estrellita on the line. Edgar, man, thank you for taking out the time, obviously, for coming on the program. I know you're getting up early over there, West Coast time. Thank you once again for rocking out with us. How are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys, man? Thank you for having me.
We're good, man. So listen, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to act like I'm this big boxing guy. I got introduced to you after watching Instagram and seeing you do Target. I want to call it the Target pad with Andy Ruiz, and he clipped you, and you didn't go down. That video went viral. It was like, holy smokes. He took a heavyweight shot and just like, you kind of walked it off, man. And ever since then, obviously, I've been following you, and I see that you're, you know, obviously you and Manuel Robles work together. So if you could just give us your story. How'd you get into boxing, and how did you end up doing what it is that you do?
Well, you know, I've been boxing. I used to be a professional boxer myself. You know, I've been in boxing since I was 6 years old. So, you know, it just come from a boxing background. My dad was a boxer. My brother was a boxer. So, you know, I've been boxing and doing this since I was 6 years old, man. So, you know, so a lot of people ask me that same question, you know, how did you take that hit? I mean, it comes with all those years of boxing, you know. You know, it's just something that you're immune to sometimes. It happens more than people think it does. So, you know, that one just happened to go viral, you know, and then, you know, it happens to be that we beat Anthony Joshua and shocked the world. So, you know, it even made it even bigger.
Speaking of shocking the world, can you just let the listeners know some of the names you've worked with? Because I think that you and both Manny may be underrated in what it is that you do, and that's because of lack of awareness. So just some of the names that you guys have been able to work with.
Well, I mean, we've had the we had the pleasure of, making Oscar Valdez the world champion, Jesse Magdaleno. I mean, obviously Andy Ruiz. We got Terrell Goucher. The list just keeps going on. I mean, we're working with Abner Mares now. Fighters keep coming in. I mean, sometimes being under the radar is not such a bad thing. It gives us a little bit more of peace to train and do what we love to do and work hard.
Now, we just had Abner on Wednesday, I believe. Definitely this week. And we actually happened to have Robert on right before him. And we were not 100% sure that he and Robert had separated. I, on the other hand, did see videos of you and Abner working together, and I kind of pieced it together, but at the same time, I'm saying to myself, maybe they just live near each other and he's using the gym to work out. I wasn't 100% sure till we interviewed Abner. I know that was a lot to take in, but I want to ask you, how'd you get Abner away from Robert?
Well, I mean, it's not us taking him away or anything like that. I mean, we have the most of respect for Robert and all the trainers out there that do what we do, and get their grind on. I mean, it just, it happened to be that, he called us, he came in, we worked out, for a week or so before he made a decision. It's a lot of the times it's not just, who you go with or how do you train or what do you do. I mean, there's got to be some sort of chemistry. There's got to be, some sort of a connection there. And, he liked it. And, we have the most of respect of Robert. Robert, obviously, this had been going on for a little while, going back and forth, knowing that, that we might have that opportunity to train him. And we actually, even got in contact with Robert and because you gotta have, respect for other people and understand that even though the fighter is deciding to train, you still got to go out there and make the trainer that was there before, feel like you're not stepping on anybody's toes. So we've had the pleasure of working with them, and it seems like we're gonna keep working. So it seems like he really enjoyed it and really loved what we bring to the table. So I mean, I think that's something that's gonna happen.
Now, before his injury or before his hiatus from boxing, obviously there was a lot of talks of him possibly facing Gervonta Davis. Now it looks like Leo's getting that fight. Do you think you guys can get him ready enough to win a fight versus Tank Davis?
Well, you know what? Tank Davis is a great fighter. I mean, we train our fighters to win. We don't train our fighters to lose. We put in that work. We're in that gym day in, day out. I mean, that's what you train a fighter to give all they got. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, obviously, do we have an opportunity? Of course. Abner Mares is a great fighter. So is Tank Davis. I think it will be a great fight. So, of course, we're gonna train to win.
What do you think Abner has that can get him the win outside of just determination and let's say experience? Anything physical that you see that he does better than a Tank Davis that'll get him that win?
Well, just overall, man, his experience, his IQ in boxing. I know Tank Davis is obviously the younger fighter, but Abner could box. I mean, Abner could box very well. He can counterpunch. He can push forward. So Tank Davis, I think right now is like I said. I mean, I have most respect for actually every fighter that steps inside the ring, but I think he's going through a little phase right now where maybe he's not taking things very, very serious or whatnot. But he's got all the talent in the world, but I think anything could happen, man. This is boxing, and I think Abner is a great fighter. He can punch, he can box. Like I said, he can thug it out there if he wants to. So I mean, I think it's an interesting fight.
I gotta ask, man. How disappointed were you in Andy Ruiz? First of all, the weight. Because a lot of the blame was put on you and Manuel Robles. You guys are his trainers, and then he comes in and it's like 286 or something crazy like that.
You know what? There's a lot of speculations out there. You know, a lot of people are like, "Hey, you know, there was a picture out there that he took with
Michael Hunter.
With Michael Hunter." And he's like, "Oh man, he looks really skinny. He looked really good." That's actually wasn't a Photoshop. Actually, is really the way that Andy looked. You know, all we can say is man, me and Manny are in the gym day in and day out, man. You know, at the end of the day, people choose their own. People choose to do what they want to do. At the end of the day, I mean, you can be a bunny hunter and go out there and look for your fighters. I mean, we're in the gym every day. If you don't show up or if you don't do what you got to do, that everybody's got to take accountability for their own actions. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's something that he was doing really well. But he started lacking at the end. So it's got to be. I mean, at the end of the day, you win, you're the greatest trainer. They lose, you're the worst trainer. You should have done this, you should have done that. But people don't really understand, the stuff that we have to go through, man. These fighters are like babies. They're like babies. You gotta baby them. You gotta attend to them. You gotta give them their time. You gotta be kind of like their father a little bit, give them, mentor them in some sort of way, talk to them, if at least this is just the way we operate. We have a close relationship with all our fighters, and now that he's gone, it's like we're not gonna sit here and badger him about leaving and forget him, blah blah blah. Man, he decided to go and it was not really his decision as we were told, but it is what it is, man.
Hold up, Jocelyn, hold up. So are you trying to say that the rumor that Al Heyman told him to get rid of Manuel Robles is true? Like that he told you guys?
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and point fingers, but I mean, what we know is it was not something that he wanted to do. It's something that he was not forced, because you're really never forced to do something you don't want to do. But at the end of the day, is something, and I don't know if it came from Al. I mean, it could be rumors, it could be true. I mean, or it could be other people. But at the end of the day, I know that in his heart, and in himself, it's not something he wanted to do. But at the end of the day, it's this is boxing, man. We don't tie anybody down to where you guys have to stay, you have to stay. Boxers make their own decisions at the end of the day, and we wish them nothing but the best.
But you believe that? Like, I mean, look, I'm on the outside looking in, so from following the three of you, it looked like a family affair. There's another guy, right? The chef, you know what I mean? Like, it looked like it was a family thing. To all of a sudden say, hey, my brothers, so-and-so is telling me we can't work together. Like, I don't see that, you know what I mean? Usually it's like no I in team, and we're all going to go down together, I don't know. But I look, I don't want to put any words in your mouth. I do have a couple of questions from the people. Brandon Lopez says, thanks for taking the time to come in on the Boxing Voice. Congrats on being part of history with the first Mexican heavyweight champion. I shed tears of joy watching you and Andy celebrate in the ring. I will never forget that night. So no question. Just wanted to give you your props. Next one is from Prince of
I
Power.
appreciate it.
Next one is from Prince of Power. He says, "Hey champ, how did you see the Tyson Fury glove video?"
You know what? There's a lot of speculation about the glove. About him hitting him. I mean, I was actually there live. Watching it. We actually fought the co-main event with Charles Martin that knocked out on Gerald Washington in the co-main event. And honestly, I think it was just the best Tyson Fury, and I don't know, man. Since the first few rounds of the fight, I didn't see Wilder, 100%. That was just my speculation of just watching him. And me and Manny are sitting, we're sitting very close actually, watching that fight, and we're like, I don't know, man. There was just so many things that. He let the bully him. He used that experience on him. He was, sitting on top of him. Just smothering him. But I don't know. There was just something about Wilder that I didn't look, all there. For the first couple of rounds. So I don't know if it had to do with the gloves or not the gloves. I just think honestly Tyson Fury pitched. A no-hitter in that fight.
All right. We got the next one coming from George Foster in the UK, who says, how does a fight between Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz play out?
Wow, man. I think it'll be a great fight. I mean, I think, let me tell you guys, I mean, working with Andy, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. It's if Andy's at his 100%, mentally and physically, man, he has the talent to beat a lot of these fighters out there in the heavyweight division. Man, that's why in the beginning of fighting for the first time, Anthony Joshua, nobody gave him an opportunity. Nobody really gave him, just because of the way he looks. And that boy, he's got a lot of experience, man. He's got a lot of talent. It's just it's him getting it together and wanting to do what he knows that he can do. So, I mean, how would it play out? I really don't know. It's got to be that Andy comes in in a great fight and he beats a lot of these guys out there.
All right, we got Intrigue the Incredible in Atlanta says Jaron Boots Ennis versus Earl the Truth Spence. If this fight took place down the road, who do you favor to win the fight?
I love Spence, man. I think Spence is a great fighter. I really have to, I would love to see him in a little, in a warm up fight, man, to see, how he is mentally, physically, after devastating.
Is Amir Khan a tune-up? Is Amir Khan a tune-up for Earl, or is that too much for Earl coming back after the accident?
You know what? I don't want to say a tune-up fight, because at the end of the day, for us, in the boxing world, I think, a lot of the times you say, oh, there's a tune-up fight, or no, there's an easy fight. There's no such thing as an easy fight, man. One punch could change the tragic of a whole fight. So, sometimes they say, oh, you gotta fight a bum, you gotta fight. If that bum comes in at 100% and you're at 90-80%, you gotta be careful. So, I would just like to see him. I know he wants to go in there and prove himself to his ability, but I mean, I would definitely be very careful, in the first fight, and and see what where he is, mentally and physically. But other than that, man, I think he's a great fighter, and I think it would be a great match. But I would if I was his trainer, I wouldn't think going in there on a fight like that would be such a great idea. But I mean, everybody, thinks differently. So I don't know.
All right, we got Josue Boxel says, can Andy Ruiz bounce back after his bad performance against Joshua?
I mean, like I said, his mind's got to be right. He's got to want it. People can't want it more than yourself. Like I said, us trainers, we can't want to win a fight more than you do yourself. At the end of the day. So, like I said, I'll say it once again. He's got great talent. He's got a lot of ability. His speed, his power, it's incredible. Just for his size and the way that he looks. You underestimate him, but like I said, he can, if he's 100%, he can go out there and beat anybody.
All right, we got J Mac in the New Orleans says Earl Spence versus Terence Crawford. Who you got and why?
Wow, that's a tough one, man. That's a very tough one. I mean, like I said, I have Terence Crawford. Man, that guy's a beast, man. He's a beast. He can switch. He's very adjustable to any style. He it only takes him a few rounds to adjust. Either he wants to fight left-handed, he wants to fight right-handed. But then again, got Spence, man. Spence, like I said, he's a great fighter. Works the body real well. A lot of, that's what I'm saying. Styles make fights, and a lot of the times, you go out there and you wanna, that I'm in the boxing world. You see that fight and you're like, can you pick a winner? I really can, man. It's Crawford. Really hasn't fought a fighter like Spence that works the body a lot. That could go in there, that can take a punch, that can obviously packs a big punch as well. But vice versa, the same thing. Spence hasn't fought a fighter like Crawford, so that's a tough one, man. I'm on a 50-50 on that one.
All right, we got Shinsi says, do you guys utilize more old school training, road work, no weights, etc., or more new school training?
I think we utilize both. A lot of these fighters now work with strength and conditioning coaches. Obviously what we like to do is kind of have a eye to eye with their strength and conditioning coaches and understand that obviously the work's gotta make sense. If you're doing too much weights or you're doing too much of this, and you come to the gym and your arms are tired and you're becoming very slow, then there's something that you gotta be have to adjust with the strength and conditioning coach, because at the end of the day, they're boxers, they're not physicists, so they don't have to go out there and look good. A lot of times, a lot of these physical trainers kill the fighters thinking, I kicked his butt, I'm doing my job, and it doesn't work that way. A lot of times, you got to balance it out, because where they have to be 100% is in the boxing gym, because, at the end of the day, they're boxers. So, to answer that question, we it's a new era, man. You implement the old school with the new school, and you make it work.
Well, Edgar Jasso Estrellita, I want to thank you, obviously, for coming on. Before I let you go, though, our topic of the day is Jaron Ennis versus Ugas. They had a little back and forth on Twitter. Do you think that's too big of a step up for Ennis, or is it the perfect fight?
You know what? I think I mean, I think he's ready. I think it'll be a great fight. I think it'll be a, uh, you know, a fan fight. You know, I think they're both good fighters, and I think it's not too soon. I think he's ready for it. So, I mean, why not?
All right, well, Estrellita, please give out any social media at this time for anyone who isn't following you can do so. And just once again, want to thank you for your time and coming on the show. Obviously, we want to continue to do this, so we'll get you back on. Once you or anyone in your team has anything to announce, hit us up or I'll hit you up and we'll schedule you again.
I appreciate you guys for having me, and you guys can follow me on Instagram at el.estrellita01. Appreciate you guys having me, and God bless all of you guys. Stay safe. This coronavirus is gonna pass us by, and we're gonna get back to the boxing world.
For sure, man. Thank you once again. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. World-renowned trainer Edgar Jasso, a.k.a. Estrellita. You guys probably know him best for his viral clip getting clipped by Andy Ruiz, but showing truly that he was a fighter in the past, taking that heavyweight shot like a champ. And all the work that they do over there, man. They got Charles Martin now. Jesse Magdaleno passed through there, became a champion. Oscar Valdez, Andy Ruiz. So they definitely created champions in the last 3 to 4 years. They've been able to turn that gym into a name. Legends Boxing has become a little bit of a name because of those guys. They've been able to get all those wins. Then we know that Charles Martin he's over there now. So, and he's getting his wins. He's looking decent. Even in the Kovnacki fight, it was a decent fight. But yeah, we got one more guest, Arliano Sosa, coming on in about 3 minutes. And we're gonna talk some boxing with him. He's got a huge stable as well. Hopefully he's feeling well, man. He did tell me he thought he might have been catching that virus, bruh. So hopefully he's okay. And we can get him on because, his stable is huge, right? Like, we seen Robert Garcia throughout the years build up to the type of stable that he has. But, this guy groomed them all. Like, and he goes so underrated, right? He's so under the radar. How do you take Chris Colbert through the amateurs and professional rankings? Yesterday there was a fan giving credit to an interim titleist. Well, all right, let's use that fan's logic, right? Like, he took Chris Colbert through the amateurs, multiple Golden Gloves and Nationals, to an interim titleist. Same thing for Rashad Mati. Obviously, Mati not an interim titleist yet, but I think Mati's like 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, something around there. Same thing for Nikita Abba Ali. He even has his son, who is no longer fighting. His son is no longer fighting, but his son was also like, 12-1 maybe. Who else he has? He had Hitchison for a minute, and you heard Hitchison tell us, like, he just felt he wasn't getting enough attention, so he left, and that's because of all the fighters. Let's not forget he also has Peter Quillen. He started training Peter Quillen, Big Baby. You know what I mean? So he got Big Baby where Big Baby's at, Chris Colbert where they're at, and all those amateurs, he turned them pro. And they all got DAZN deals. They're all undefeated, and they're all heavily touted. Then he's got Lennox Allen. We put you guys on him last year, and everybody was able to make some money off of Lennox Allen, who was a sleeper. He's got another dude. Let me see. I always mess up his name. Tyrone James. Believe me, I had scheduled James so you could get to know him because he's going to be a problem in the welterweight division. He's just got some, promotional issues. Some of these New York City guys sign with local promoters and they stuck into those deals, and it takes a little bit of time for us to see them. Like, there's a kid I keep telling you about, Justin Briggs. He's trained by Joel Judah. He's decent, man. I've seen him live in sparring in my gym versus some good guys, and he's doing his thing. Man, no word from Arliano. I hope he's okay. I didn't never check back in with him after he told me that. But yeah, man. At least Estrellita feels like this is not too fast. It's definitely a step up. But it's at the right time. I mean, look, it's a good fight for Ugas and Ennis. I think for Ugas though, he's number 6. I don't know. I don't think that he takes it. Like this is a backward step. He's looking at it like, bro, I really beat Sean. You know, I beat the undefeated Omar Figueroa. He just beat Mike Dallas in a stay busy. He's looking at it like, bro, I need something better. Like, I don't know. We're gonna open up the phone lines because I'm getting no response from Arliano. Man, I feel like crap now that I didn't check back in after we talked about scheduling because he did say he wasn't feeling well. Sheesh. So yeah, man, I want to ask you guys what you think of this. Does Ugas even take it? Now that I'm thinking at it from that perspective, he's probably like, why would I look backwards? Why would I do 34, rank 34? I'm trying to get a shot. So it's got to be money, man. That's the only thing that changes people's minds. But let's open them up, man. Let's open them up because I sent quite a few texts to Arleano Sosa. It's looking like he's hopefully sleeping, man. Hopefully sleeping. Nothing is wrong, I'm hoping. And we just got to reschedule. But, yeah, let's do it.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
All right. Let's go on out to
Lambo, Ferrari, foreign whip, made overseas. The whole money bag, dead president, 150, 2010s. I want all of it.
I want it all.
Draco, 40 cal, 9 milli, bitch.
Hello, what's good, man?
Good morning, Intrigue. What up?
Good morning. Yeah, that'll be a good fight for him, man. Ugas, we was just talking about that in the after call show like a couple of days ago, finding some names for Boots. But that'll be a good fight. You know what I mean? I think he smokes Ugas and put the whole division on notice that he here, he ready for the champs. So I think
that's a tougher fight than what you think, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Boots could win it. Like going off the Delorme fight, Delorme was doing a lot of body work on Ugas, and he ain't like it. And obviously that's something that Ennis likes, but Ennis is a southpaw too, so it's a little bit different. Isn't Ugas a southpaw?
I don't know. I just see the style that Ennis bring, how he punch with both hands.
No,
I just think
Ugas orthodox.
Yeah. He gonna hurt Ugas, man. He gonna be the one to knock Ugas out.
Cut it.
Ugas has 4 losses. He's never been knocked out. He suffered some early losses versus, not any big names. Johnny Garcia, you've seen him on Showbox a few times. You know, he's now at the tail end of his career, and he's, loss after loss after loss. Jose Ramirez fought him when he was 15-0. Amir Iman just beat him in 2017. That was his last fight. He retired him. Common opponent, though. I don't know, man. Let's get back out to some more callers, man. We're going out to, let's see here, Boomerang in the New Orleans.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all.
I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Terence.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing. You want to bet?
You bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, good morning. That's what's up.
What up? Good morning.
How's it sound?
You good so far, champ?
All right, I do like the fight against Ugas and Boots. I even would throw Danny in there. I know Danny wouldn't take the fight, but Danny's style would be I think perfect for Boots. Give him a definitely a challenge. But Ugas and Boots would be a good fight. I don't think it is be easy as Intrigue think it is. I think, however, Ugas has the experience in the amateur background, plus been in there with some good amateur fights and has enough skills to challenge Boots in a way we ain't never seen Boots challenge. I think he's a talented fighter, but I do want to see somebody make him think, make him have to react and face adversity as well. So I like the fight, and I also got him and Danny. That'd be a good fight as well too. That's my first fight.
Yo, I need y'all to tell me. Do y'all think Ugas takes it though? Ugas, he's top 6, man. Like, does he look at this like, why am I doing that? You know what I mean? Like, y'all gotta always factor that in. Everybody's goal is to be rich and a world champion. Let's go out to Steve in Chicago. Ringer status.
Yeah, that's a good point you made. I'm not so sure he'll take it. I like it. I think it's a great barometer for Boots, but the question will be, does Ugas want to take it? He said he's looking for a title. He's not looking to fight a contender. So I don't know. I don't know how that fight gets made.
It's gonna take some money. Some money, man.
And then where do you?
Money.
Yeah, and then where do you put that fight?
Philadelphia. Let Boots fill it up. You could do Liacouras Center. You got enough Philadelphia fighters that are either signed to PBC or work with King's Promotions, who has a relationship with PBC. I mean, Bumgardner could end up being on the undercard, which she's from the DMV area. Plenty of people. I mean, look, Ray Robinson trains with Boots. His father is Ray Robinson's. Excuse me. Shit. His father is Ray Robinson's trainer as well. They could throw him on the undercard to sell tickets. Who you got out there? I mean, Philadelphia, bro. They could definitely, Well, let's see. First things first, this will be a PBC card, so you got to think King's Promotion. Man, you could put the heavyweight Mike Polite Coffee on there. He signed the Kings. Alicia Bumgarner signed the Kings. They from that area. Who else? Makai Fox. He's in the DMV area. Lantes Fox, brother. He fought on Showbox versus one of the Dimitri Salita fighters. He can be there. Who else? I don't know, man. There's a few Philadelphia fighters. Look, Darmani Rock is with Rock Nations. Maybe they can use his services. He's a heavyweight. Who else got decent name? Gabe Rosado, but is Gabe with Dazn or is he just, freelancing, right? Is he a free agent? That's the question. Let's see. But yeah, man, let me get to some callers in the meantime. Going out to Boomerang, my Jimbe de lo mío, que lo que.
Que lo que.
What's going on?
First off, just want to say hopefully Sosa's all right. Man, this thing is hitting hard right now. In my circle, I got 4 people that got it.
What?
And that's just here. Yeah, B. And that's just here in the tri-state area. In DR, I had another 4. It's scary, dude. It's scary. It's no joke. I'm lucky enough to be able to work from home. But for those that are not, distance yourselves. Be very safe. Wash your hands. If you're able to get a mask, N95 mask, get that. Just be very, very careful. In regards to this Ennis and Ugas thing, I think it's too soon for him. I'm a big fan of Ennis. I really like his peoples. I got a chance to run into them in the Cherry Hill area a few times when I was working in that area. And great people. Wish them nothing but the best, but I think it's too soon. I would like to see him maybe do Kavalaskis, Jose Benavidez, maybe bring Felix Diaz, since we were speaking about him yesterday out of retirement. You know, get another name. Just don't jump in with the Sharks right now.
All right. Sorry about that. I was trying to call Arliano in the back while my Jimbo was talking just to see, because now I'm feeling like a piece of crappers since, yeah, man. Damn. He says, yo, I think I'm getting this shit. Last night I had a small fever and coughing crazy. And I said, no way. Really? He's like, yeah, let's hope it's something else. So he told me to schedule it for this week because he was feeling ill last week. Oh, man, I didn't double back, man. Apologies. I will try him again later. Prayers and thoughts definitely out with him, hoping that I am wrong and he's just overslept or something, hopefully, something like that. But, yeah, let's go out to New Jersey. I mean, what it do?
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, listen. That fight. First of all, that was a great interview. Great interview, by the way.
Thank you, brother.
Yo, if you ever see... Nah, no problem. I just wanted to get right to it. If you see Ugas' Instagram, homeboy is in the Bentley bumping Pac. I ain't mad at you. He ain't taking no fight with Boots Ennis. And what I mean by that is he wants to keep going in that direction. I don't think there's enough money in that fight. He might as well, in either one of them, I say a better fight for Boots Ennis, and it's not a better in terms of, it's not a better fight. What am I talking about? Listen, chances are, Ennis got more to gain than Ugas does. Ugas, I don't understand why Ugas is not in the mix against Crawford. Because I thought somebody put me on to there was they fought in the amateurs or the Olympics or something like that back in the day.
Who, Crawford and Ugas?
Yeah.
I could see that happening. I know Danny and Mikey both fought Crawford.
I'm just saying, like, Ugas could be in the mix. He's often forgotten.
Cut it.
Nah, listen. I get you. That's a decent fight for Crawford, but I don't think that it does it for Top Rank. You know what I mean? Or else they would have been said it. Because remember that time before Sean fought Earl, Bob said, Ugas is a way better fighter than Porter, you know what I mean? And we thought, oh shit, he's buttering up Ugas to get him the Crawford fight, but that never happened. So listen, we got a bunch of you guys out there listening. If you want to, voice your opinion, don't forget to press one time. Because if you think you pressed it, you have not. But there are a lot of you just listening. So I appreciate that. I understand everyone cannot roll with the changes that the show has made. But remember, for the Patreons that have decided to pledge or upgrade, you receive, immediately the MP3 with 0 ads, where obviously, the free version doesn't come out till 7 to 10 days later because, I'm busy. But it does come out with ads. And obviously you don't get any other perks like Untitled, which is scheduled for today at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we will be addressing every comment or topic that was recommended in the post that came out Sunday at 12:01 a.m. We'll also be doing Film Study Tuesday at 7 p.m. And it's looking like we're going to be doing Leonard Hearns. I got to go double check and tally up how many votes it received. But it looks like we're going to be doing an old school fight, which is cool. Those are always fun. And yeah, man, remember, as a Patreon, you get to listen to Untitled and Film Study Tuesdays if you're on the $5 level and above. Also, you get to ask any of our guests a question. So shout out to everyone that asked Edgar Jasso, aka Estrellita, a question. We're gonna go back around and do some boomerangs. Let me get out to J-Mac. What up?
Yo, you back on me again?
Yes, sir.
Like I don't know if Ugas and Bud did fight in the amateurs. I believe Ugas beat Bud in the amateurs. But I don't know if he would take the fight like a boy just called in. Just called in. Ugas is in a position where he could fight some of the top guys. I don't know if Jaron can pay him the money or even get the attention and stuff like that. What do you think about Jaron and Rashidi Ellis? Or Jaron is too far ahead of Ellis?
I got to go look at Ellis again. I mean, the biggest win under his career that I remember is Eddie Gomez, which is a good win. It was a really good win. So, yeah, I mean, he's fast. They both need those step-ups. I mean, look, the thing is, who they going to pay, man? Who they going to pay to get in there with these risks, right? Ellis brings the speed and knockout power, but no name. You know what I mean? No name, no fan base that I know of. You know what I mean? I haven't heard anybody calling in like, oh, why they ain't giving Ellis? Like, you get people calling in about Bud, Earl, Danny. You know what I mean? Even Ugas gets a couple people mention him. You know what I mean? But I don't really hear Ellis like that. And he's ranked 27, which is not bad. Let's see what he's done outside of what see, that's crazy. That's the last fight he has. So that's the one I remember. That's crazy. That's the biggest fight. That's crazy. That was that recent? I didn't even feel like it was last year in November. I swear. I felt like that Eddie Gomez was 4 fights ago. Insane. He fought him twice. That's why. I knew something was up. That's right. He knocked him out the first time in the first round. Then he came back and beat him by UD. That's right. Okay. Well, but again, that's still twice same name. That's the biggest thing he's done, bro. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just I would like to see different looks, different names. And bro, man, I know. I don't see nothing like. You see, he went to DR. This is what I'm saying, bruh. Yo, man, I'm telling you, we need to come up with a secondary Patreon to where we all invest for a fighter. Look, man, his third fight, he must have got somebody, and it was like, yo, let's get this shit done. Let's make this money. He's like, I took him to Puerto Rico, right? Get that fight. 2 months later, DR. Let's get that fight. 1 month later, DR again. You know what I mean? Same month. Fuck it. 2 weeks later, DR again. Next month, Puerto Rico. Same month, 2 weeks later, DR again. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he killing them out here. Look. 1 month later, DR again. 1 month later, he fought a debuter. Bruh. Look, PR again. Yo, he just got busy. 2 months later, PR. Next year, that's about 4 months later, PR. Then that's it. He must have got not even. Did he get it? Oh, yeah, he got the deal with Golden Boy. You can see it there. He fought after that PR fight. Maybe them PR fights was with Golden Boy, though. I wonder. Damn, he was fighting in Caguas and San Juan. Is Rashidi somehow? No, I want to say Massachusetts. I mean, no, and he ain't Hispanic because we had his brother on. That's crazy. He went to we got to get this kid on. He's still out here fighting. Look, but that was in Cancun. That was the Franchon fight, right? No, 2018. That was the Jaime fight. Cancun Grand Oasis Arena. That's where the WBC convention was at. Yeah, they treating him nice though. Look, he fought on Las Vegas for What date is this? This is October. That's the Danny Jacobs fight, right? In 18. So he fought in Vegas for that. Fantasy Springs, that's LA. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Cause Gomez was always undersized. He's a good win. And, you know, I remember when he was put to the test, it was versus Daquan Arnett. They were both undefeated in 2014. And, you know, he passed that test. He beat Daquan Arnett. Daquan Arnett was a heavily touted up-and-coming prospect, signing Al Heyman, getting that work with all the good fighters. And boom, Golden Boy matched them together. He beat him. Francisco Santana was Eddie Gomez's next fight, and he lost. Chi Santana is a dude that Saddam Ali beat, but you just seen he gave a tough fight to Jarrett Hurd, like 2 divisions up. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Boots is further along, man. He's got the Raymond Serranos. He's got a couple of, you know, like those C level, B minus, not even B minus, maybe like a C minus, C plus level names, but he got a few of them. So that's experience. I mean, again, for Ellis, he's got international experience. We'll give him that. You know what I mean? He's been fighting all over the world, but you know, that stage where you feel them bubbles in your guts, he's only been there with Gomez. That's the only dude that presents any sort of resistance. Now, he did beat, a veteran that everyone beats. But if you're good, you're supposed to beat him, and that's Saul Corral. You know, he's just been in there with everybody, you know, in multiple, you know, multiple fighters in the welterweight division, in and around. You know, he's fought a lot of them. But you know, he got that win, but you know, nothing crazy, nothing. I don't know. They need to fight each other, but again, Golden Boy and Dazn is Rashidi Ellis, and then you got Boots all the way over there on Showtime, and you know, Cameron Duncan. Now, I know someone called in, and even I said something about, oh, it might not be enough money, but now that I'm talking, I'm thinking a little bit more. Maybe Showtime does have the money. So you look at it like this: if you're Ugas, the only way you in the main event is if you fighting one of the top names and you're the B-side to them. Right now, from what I'm seeing, I don't see Ugas ranked in a position where he's next to get any title, but I'm gonna double check right now. I'm looking at the 47 position, and all the number ones are not named Ugas, except in the WBA. Alexander Busbutin tested positive. There's not been any true clarity on his situation. Ugas is number 1 in the WBA. Danny 2, Mikey 3, and some dude I never heard of, Gabriel Macetre 4. Jamal James, number 5, who's going to be fighting Delorme. That fight got postponed, but, you know, Ugas in that number 1. It's not a mandatory yet. Even though I remember he was supposed to have the mandatory Alexander Busbutin, I guess because he tested positive. That's why Uldani ended up facing Mike Dallas. I'm not sure if he took him, you know, if he took a whole nother route in another alphabet, because he's number 3 in the WBC, you know. But again, there's nothing there that's like solid. Yo, he's gonna get a title shot. So I double back to say maybe Showtime does have the money. We know that they don't have any big, you know, level fighters, right? So they've already shown they're invested in Ennis. They need to continue to build Ennis. They don't have, like, their money. Where's it going? Really nowhere. They don't have fighters, so they could spend a little money on Ugas to build Ennis. You know, that's the only way I look at it, right? It could be a Showtime championship boxing, and you can convince Ugas, because now it's like, yo, you're a main event. You're the A side. You have the better resume. We're going to sell the storyline with the commentators that, you know, people have you beating Sean Porter in some circles. We're going to show highlights of you beating the undefeated Mexican Omar Figueroa. We're going to show you stopping Mike Dallas and retiring him. We'll talk about your amateur win over Crawford. we'll talk about your humble beginnings and defecting from Cuba. I think it's a story that could be sold if Showtime wants to invest in it. We've seen them invest heavy dollars into Devin Haney and lose him to Dazn. So to say that it can't be done is just not fully thinking it through, because obviously it could be done. They invested a lot into Haney and they had no guarantees on Haney, and we see that now with Haney signed with Dazn. But let me go out to Trey in the Bay on a boomerang. What's going on? Good morning.
Hey, Les, I'm busy today. Go ahead and get my boomerang, JT.
All right. I don't even think I've went to JT. Let me get out to him.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Good morning.
What the topic is about? I'm just getting up, man.
Ugas and Ennis.
Ennis?
Yeah, the Twitter beef
I saw
possible
an article. It was me, Intrigue, and Stonebone was talking about that fight the other day, and me and Intrigue were like, yeah, Ennis needs to step up. He got 25 wins and shit like that. Stonebone think he need to. That's not a fight he's not ready for. But I think, hey, man, I think Ennis is ready for a fight like that. They'll see what he's really about. So I'm for the fight, you know, as a boxing fan. But me, if I was a promoter, of course, I wouldn't want to fight because that'd be a dangerous step-up fight. But I'm a boxing fan, so I want to see the fight. That's a good fight. And we can see really what.
Do you think Ugas takes it, though? Because Ugas is ranked number 6 in the world. Like, Ennis is all the way in 34.
If they pay him to take it, he'll take the fight, I think. Because he'd be looking at it like this kid coming up with all that.
I agree. They got to pay, man. They got to pay if they want to build this kid's name, man, and jump him up the rankings like that, because that's a huge jump. Huge jump.
El gran campeón puertorriqueño,
You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's touch gloves and go to work. Tonight, Roy. Let's go to work.
Yo, what up, man? Can you hear me?
What up? Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, man. I hope my audio all right. I'm in the truck driving right now.
Nah, you're doing good.
But yeah, listen, man. This Ennis and Ugas fight, man, it'd be a good fight, man. It would. I agree with what I mean was saying that it might not be a type of fight that Ugas would take, but I mean you got to pay him because Ennis, he needs a big fight, man. He's in that tough spot where he needs that big fight. It's going to be hard for him to get it because he don't got the money or the notoriety to get them kind of fights yet. But I think you got a point, man. You could sell Ugas the story, let him be the A side. He's got to get paid. Let him, tell his story of defecting from Cuba and how he arguably won his title shot and was robbed of it. You can make a whole story out of it, man, and get some eyes on that fight. There was one day on the after call, man. I got to give Stonebone and Stainless some credit on this. They spent about an hour and a half going through all the rankings, going through everything, trying to find Boots the perfect fight for him. I mean, they went through guys, promoters, and networks.
Antonio, Albany, talk to me. Oh, wrong one, champ.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yo. Good morning, man. Yo, honestly, just got on the line, bro. Honestly, don't know what you guys talking about, man. But just give me like a minute or whatever time I got real quick, because I wanted to speak about yesterday's episode. I think it was yesterday's episode about this whole Spence. Well, first of all, real quick, I just want to say that I do agree with Tyson about Wilder having a chance, because, man, if you're a boxing fan, man, you know that Wilder always has a chance against anybody. That includes anybody in this fucking planet right now. And other than that, I think he might win that fucking trilogy fight. And also, as far as the Spence and Amir Khan and Terence Crawford shit, bro, Amir Khan and Spence will be a hell of a fight, bro. I think Khan can win a couple of rounds. You know, especially after Spence came out that injury, man. Like, we don't know how the fuck Spence gonna fight. We actually don't know that. So Amir Khan might have it.
Going out to Boomerang JT, courtesy of Trey in the Bay.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna keep it going. You just cut me off. Yeah, man.
I wanted to be able to give you, 2 calls instead of just one long one.
Yeah, nah, but like I said, man, back off what I'm saying and Keen was saying. That's a good fight, step up fight. Ugas got to be paid the money to take that fight because it's like if he take that fight now, it would, and he's not getting paid. It's like a low reward, high risk type fight. So of course, take the fight. I mean, pay him the money, and let him take that fight. I think that still would be a good fight. It's a strong chance that Ennis could lose that fight because he's inexperienced. I think Ugas got the experience to test Ennis, and we go see what Ennis is about. I mean, besides all that, anything else on the topic? Quick.
No, just that topic, really. I mean,
yeah, let's just I just hope they pay the man to make the fight, man.
I'm with you. Definitely with you. So, Arliano Sosa woke up, so, thank the lucky stars. It wasn't my negative thinking. He was just sleeping. So, a few more minutes, and we should get him on the line to talk some boxing with us and go through his very, I guess, heavy stable. I don't know. Popular stable. I don't know. But yes, Intrigue the Incredible said that Ennis is ranked 14 in the IBF. Right under Mekhi Fox. Can you believe that? We were just talking about Mekhi Fox, and I said put him on the undercard. I don't even know how he's ranked at welterweight when, like, I didn't know. I thought he was fighting at 40. That's strange. And then he's also ranked. Where else is Jaron at? Let me see. Is it just the IBF? Ennis, where are you? Okay, 12 in the WBO, 14 in the IBF, and not in any others. But those are good. He's got one PBC route, and he's got one top rank route. That's not bad. Yo, Mekhi Fox is ranked in the WBA too. I gotta Google this dude. Did he move up without us knowing? What in the world? He's so tall, man. I mean, yo, the Fox brothers weren't blessed with power, man. Look, 22-5, y'all. He didn't move up. He's just fighting in the same weight. That is strange. I guess because he never had a title shot at 40. That's so strange. They got him at super light, so I don't know. But yo, 5 knockouts. Damn, bro. That's like the tough right there. That's tough. Yeah, I mean, look, yo, this kid he's undefeated too. Ivan Globa. This is a Andre Rozier fighter, right? Definitely believe he's undefeated. Oh, we got that one loss. What's that in the Bucksino? Oh, Jamonte Clark. Look at that. Tyner. Damn. That's the biggest name, and he lost to him. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, just buying some time, trying to get Arliano on. Let me go to J-Mac. J-Mac, did I give you the boomerang? I'm not even sure at this point. I probably did, but you could go ahead. Anybody there? Oh, my G.
Yo.
Actually, did I give you a
Yo.
boomerang?
Nah, you said I could go ahead though.
Go ahead, man.
Nah, man, I do like the fight. Yeah, honestly. Boots is a up and coming guy. I want to see him get in there with everybody. I hope he get it at the Bud. I hope he get at the Spence. I hope he get at all the names. Shit, even go ahead Ponytail, Intrigue favorite. But I do think I would love to see him tested, like my brother was saying, against Ugas. I think Ugas is a good enough boxer with his background and the experience he has to see what Jaron is. And I don't think he's knocking Ugas out. Ugas is also a big welterweight in that weight class as well. So I'm looking forward to see what he do when he face adversity, when a guy make him think. When that counter ain't as easy as it's been against the guys he's been fighting and have you. And I also want to see Ellis to see what he step up into and see what type of fighter he really is as well too. So I want to see them two guys both come up and get closer to paving their way in 147.
All right. Damn. I think I need to. Let me see if he's jumped in already, because I think I sent him the number. Yeah, got that good old fashioned dead air. 917. Where you at, champ? Nah, let me see. No, not yet. Not yet. But this was a requested interview that we're gonna be doing with Adriano Sosa. So you ask, we try to accommodate. Cincinnati, what up?
Yo, what up, man? I'm going to see if I can be able to burn this real fast. First of all, I'd like to give props to the dude from Legends Boxing for taking that high road with Andy Ruiz. That was big up for him. Cavalatis, I hope I'm saying Cavalatis' name right, but I don't think that was Twitter beef. I think he was just trying to tell young boy Ennis to like, yo, I like your style, bro. Just stay in your lane, B. And I think Ennis came at him as though he was just being a fighter, just throwing that shot back at him like, dude, don't overstep your bounds. And if I could just say one more thing on your show yesterday, you was talking about Adrian Bronner being a better fight, with your boy Amir Khan. And I just got problems with that because I'm from Cincinnati and I'm an Adrian Bronner fan. And he said he's staying at 140. He don't care. But I guess if the money is right, I guess anybody would do anything. But I think that'll be the same thing that Mikey Garcia did when he took that money and stepped up against Earl Spence. And tell your boy Mario Stainless and Intrigue Friday for spitting in the bucket and I'm coming off the ropes, bro. Freestyle Friday.
Ooh, I hear you, fam. I hear you. Yeah, man, I don't know if we said Khan Broner, but I know I've talked about that in the past, so I'm sure it probably came up. Khan Broner's a big fight, though, honestly, and Broner needs to take that at 47. Khan can't fight at 40, and that's a big fight for Broner that is super winnable. Out of all the fights you could offer Broner, that one is winnable. He is capable of landing that left hook on Khan and maybe, getting a knockdown or two, if not a knockout. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right, so we need about 2 more minutes to officially, technically be at that 10-minute mark that he needed to get ready. So, yeah, man, we're still waiting here. We're still waiting. But very excited that he's not ill, man, and that we could get him on. We'll ask him. He's a trainer as well. I'm sure, he knows Ennis. Maybe knows him from the amateurs. Who knows? But, yeah, man, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. This will be out in a few. So, you want to hit the thumbs up, helping with the visibility of the show. And if you're rocking out with us here on Blog Talk, don't forget to press that 1 if you want to voice your opinion on any other topics that we've been discussing this far. I'm going to send him a text because we should be ready. Let me see. I think my Jimbe, did I get to your boomerang?
Not yet, brother.
Go for it, man. I know you probably would have wanted to wait till after Orleano, but
Well, yeah. I mean, first I want to say thank you for getting Sosa on. I was the one that asked for it. I really appreciate that, man. Definitely my favorite trainer right now. So looking forward to the interview. But I think for Ennis, I think this is what I'd like. All things being perfect, I'd like to see Delorme, Lipinets, Benavidez, and then Kavalaskis. Something slow, man. I like taking times, especially with. I still consider him in that prospect level. I mean maybe a little bit above it, but he's 22. Let the rest of these guys kill themselves, and then you take the mantle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see big things for him in the future. I just wish he would be a little bit more patient and take it a little slower. We've seen things. I mean, you mentioned Eddie Gomez. I think Eddie Gomez, I think there was, remember when he fought Arnett? I mean, they were both 0-0. There was no need for that. I just rather take things slower. Hey, but you said you're going to have Black Magic on, right, this week?
Yep. Cut it. Yes, sir. Travell Maison should be on this week if all goes well. We're filling up the schedule. Nice. It looks like we got Mr. Sosa. Let me just double check here on the number. Yes, sir. Good morning, Arleano Sosa. How are you doing? You had me scared for a minute when you didn't answer the texts. I told my audience, I said, "Oh shit!" Now I feel like a jerk because the last we spoke, you said you were feeling ill and you thought you might have been getting the virus.
No, I just had a long night. That's all, but I'm good.
Well, thank God for that, man. I know these are difficult times, especially in New York, and you're out there. But yeah, man. We wanted to bring you on, obviously set some light on you and your gym and just all the fighters, man, that you've really groomed. You got a lot of trainers these days and you talk about them and not everyone can create champions. And right now, Chris Colbert is an interim champion, but you've groomed these kids from amateurs to professionals and they're all getting their just due and attention, man. Just tell us how that all started.
Wow, man. Well, as you know, I was a fighter, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for me as a fighter. But I left boxing after that for maybe 5-6 years, and my son was born, and he wanted to start learning. And after that, another kid came. He says, "Can you teach me?" Another kid came on. "Can you teach me?" And then that's how it started. And Pat Russo offered me a job to take over NYC Cops and Kids on Flatbush Avenue, and for 11 years, we did a great job out there. We have, as you know, we have my son. He's 13-1, 140 pounds. We have Christopher Colbert, aka Primetime. He's the WBA 130 interim champion. We have Nikita Bobby, the White Chocolate, one of the hottest prospects out there by Eddie Hearns. Also, Nikita Rashad Mati, another hot prospect. He's 6-0, 5 knockouts. He used to be with us. His name is Richard Sidician. He's another super hot prospect. Another one coming up, too, is Bruce Carrington, Shushu. He was supposed to be on that Olympic team, but unfortunately with this virus going on, I believe they're going to get pushed back to 2021. And then you have the older guys, like Jarrell Miller, Big Baby. He was away for a little while, but he's back. I also have Peter Quillen. We had a little misfortune with the last loss we had, but he'll be back. And we have Lennox Allen. Lennox Allen, he was supposed to be fighting April 11th for the WBA interim 168 title. But unfortunately, like I said, with the virus thing that's going on, everything got suspended. Oh, wait, one more. the sleeper. People falling asleep on Tyrone James, 147, 11-0, 9 knockouts. This kid's gonna be a monster.
Yeah, man. I've been telling them about your guys. I'm screen sharing your Instagram. It's so crazy to see all the years that you've been with these guys. You started them so young. I mean, this picture of them in the amateurs with all their trophies. I mean, Nikita Abali and Chris Colbert look like they got to be like 8 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy, man.
All
Well,
of them are young. All of them were pretty young, man. And now they're like 22 years old, 21 years old.
so just talk to me a little bit about the bonds that you've been able to grow with these guys, throughout the years. That's a long time, man. You got to be some sort of father figure at this point.
Yeah, I mean, when we first started, my coach always told me, make sure you keep them together, you make them fight a lot, and always try to keep a little bond between them. That way they know they always have something there with you. And, for the last 11, 12 years, that's what we've been doing. Anything, if they're like, for example, like now, that we haven't, been able to do anything for the last, say, 13 days, 14 days, I always text them, guys, how you doing? Are you guys running? And if are you guys all right? I ask them if their families are okay. They ask me if my family is okay. And that's how we just keep it going,
Definitely, man. Listen, so I got a couple questions from the people. We got Carlito who says, prior to Big Baby testing positive, you revealed he would spar Daniel Dubois. Did that happen? And if so, how'd it go?
No, unfortunately, none of that sparring ever came by because it happened, I think, before. So, no, it didn't happen.
And where are you at with Big Baby in his career? You guys still together?
Yeah, we're still together. I mean, we already were forming like a little camp because we knew supposedly like a certain date was coming. But like I said, unfortunately, this virus thing kicked in, and then it just screwed everything up. I mean, we were starting like a camp. We were like, say, more or less like 50% in it. And then this thing happened. But, we're just going to have to wait until this thing is over, and then hopefully we can start the camp all over again.
Just jumping around a little bit. How old is Bruce Carrington, Shushu?
I believe he's 21 years old. 21.
And you gonna turn him pro, or he's gonna turn pro because of this, or he's gonna wait?
No. I believe he wants to wait for the Olympics. I mean, he's worked hard and everything. I believe he's gonna wait for it. I mean, if I was him and it was that close, I would wait.
Okay.
It's a big dream that a lot of people wait so long, man, and just because of a little thing that's happening now for this coronavirus stuff, I mean, I would have waited. I would advise him to wait.
All right. Let me see here. We got the next one coming from Kels in California. Do you think Anthony Joshua is a legend?
Good question. He would have to prove himself again. I mean, he did prove that he could beat Ruiz after that fight, but he didn't look as impressive as he should have looked. But he won. That's the important thing. But he didn't look, in a spectacular fashion. He didn't look the way he was supposed to look against the guy that we knew he should have beat the first time. So he has a lot to prove.
Again, jumping around, how do you still find time to work with the amateurs and so many professionals on this level? Because all your fighters are now television fighters, so there's a little more demand on how good they look, and you obviously got to give them the right amount of time to make sure they look good on television.
Yeah, man, that's the whole thing. It's about being a team that everybody comes on their scheduled time. If when that happens, everything works to perfection. But sometimes it's a little hard. New York, how it is. New Jersey, you know how it is. Traffic or something happens, and that screws up a little bit the schedule work out for everybody. But if everybody keeps to their schedule, everything works out fine. And remember, I do have a regular job too, which makes it twice as hard as what it should be.
How long are you gonna keep that up? I know every time I interview, I ask you, but I mean, I just never seen a trainer with 5, 6 fighters that fight on TV still keep his job.
Yeah, man. I've been there, National Grid. I've been working for them for the last 30 years. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I'm a little too young to retire. I'm only 50, and the youngest I could retire is 55. So figure like another 4.5 years I got.
Damn, you 50?
Can't get.
You looking good,
Yeah,
champ.
dog.
I'm not even trying to. I'm not even like. I didn't think you was 50 at all. I guess it's because you shaved the hair and we don't get to see no grays. But damn.
Yeah, man. Last June I turned 50. Yeah.
Okay, well, God bless. We got Prince of Power that says, "How did the Tyson Fury glove video look to you?"
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, the inspectors did their jobs and everything. I mean, some guys just have weird hands, and the way they punch, they don't even make their hands like solid. They just like in a slapping motion. I mean, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. People just trying to look excuses for the way Wilder looked, and there is no excuse. Fortunately, it finally showed out, and credit to Tyson. Tyson did his thing,
Did you excuse me? Did you expect that outcome? Did it ever cross your mind that Tyson really could get the knockout?
Hell no, but he proved everybody wrong.
So what is your? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he definitely proved everybody wrong. I mean, I thought he would never be able to do that, but the way Wilder looked after that first round, you knew he was going to get put out quick. But he had no legs, just no balance, nothing. I mean, that day Wilder was definitely not there, and Fury took advantage of it, and that's great for Fury.
All right, and I mean, let me just stay there because obviously your fighter now signed the Top Rank, so the obvious option for him will be Fury, especially with him saying that he's only fighting 2 more times. You got to imagine Top Rank's gonna want to rush that big baby, Fury fight before Fury really retires because it's like, we got you fighting on American television. We need you to fight an American.
I mean, yeah. I mean, why not? That'd be a great fight for us. I think we only have one a fight before that, and if they offer that fight, hell yeah, we'll take it. A lot of people do fall asleep on Big Baby, but they don't understand what is it a guy being 6'4", 6'5", 300 pounds coming at you, and you can't stop it. You better have a good chin. 2, you better have good conditioning, and 3, you better have some arsenal to at least try and stop it. If not, he's going to run you down. And most of the guys in that division, Big Baby will run down.
Yeah, but we're speaking specifically Tyson Fury, who's shown, phenomenal footwork, and he definitely shown stamina. He went 12 rounds with Wilder in the first fight and never really looked tired. How does that fight play out, Big Baby and Tyson Fury?
Man, pressure, and just use his body. I mean, you got to imagine. I mean, he was pretty big, right? He was like, what, 260 for that fight?
273 or 278, something crazy.
Right, 273. Now, he hasn't fought anybody heavier than him. So he's going to be feeling what Wilder felt. You know what I mean? And one of the big things about Big Baby, he definitely knows how to use his body. He definitely knows how to use his leverage. Remember, he was all MMA stuff and the kickboxing stuff, so he definitely knows how to put his body to certain leverages that would advantage him. So, I mean, I believe it'll be a great fight between him and Big Baby.
Listen, I know it's a touchy subject and sensitive and all, and I'm not trying to be that guy, but everybody's waiting to see Big Baby come back and wondering, is he going to be the same? You know what I mean? Because the shit that he popped for, it's like, that definitely enhances you. So is he still the same? Is he still going to be the 300-pound guy that throws all these punches, or is his stamina now under, I guess, investigation?
Nah, man. People take things to a different thing, but you know, when we come back, Big Baby will be the same, and he's gonna put a lot of people on notice on the first fight. You'll see.
What sort of level of fighter are you looking for? You know, I use letter grade if you can't give us a type of name. You know, because where is he at? He was supposed to fight June 1st last year. You know, where is Big Baby at in his career and his mental? Like, is he ready for a top 10 or does he need a tune-up?
Well, as you know, it's been a little while, man. I think it's been like a year and 2 months, more or less, that he's been out. So hopefully we'll get, like, say, a B+ fighter. You know, not an A fighter yet, but we'll take a B+, B- fighter just to for the first fight. All we need is just one fight, and then after that, whoever they want.
What would be the ideal opponent for you in that first fight? Who's a decent name that you know is accessible to Top Rank? Are we talking like a Rydell Booker, or are we talking more like I don't know, a Carlos Takam?
I mean, Carlos Takam. We'll take Carlos. I mean, why not? But you know who I really want right before who I won right before a big fight? I want White, Dylan White.
But not as the comeback. You want him before a big fight.
No, after this fight. After the first fight, yeah. After that first fight, I want Dylan White.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to make, man. Dillian White is in a position to, make some legacy if he just sticks around and gets that Wilder Fury winner in that third fight.
Yeah.
But let me get back. I got actually this picture pulled up on your Instagram with Quillen. Are you still with Quillen, or is he retired? What's going on with Quillen?
No, Quillen is still in the process of coming back. But like I said, with this virus stuff, he was supposed to be in the gym already. But this virus thing just messed everything up with everybody. So, but he's definitely going to be back.
Yo, Pete called me the other day, Aliano, and he's like, "Yo, man, why you ain't marry your girl?" He's like, "Yo, you gotta make your girl a good woman, dog. I mean, you gotta marry her. Ain't that the mother of your kid?" I'm like, Jesus Christ. Pete called me out of the blue to tell me to marry my girl, bro. That's insane.
You can't get him started with that.
Let me go to the next one. George Foster in the UK says, "Do you think Daniel Dubois has what it takes to beat Wilder right now?"
Nah, man, it's still too early, man. They're trying to push that. I mean, that kid is okay, but it's just too early. Too early for him, you know. He has to prove himself. He hasn't really fought anybody. I think he only fought like below B fighters, you know. He hasn't fought no recognizable fighter that was like, wow, who he has fought. He hasn't fought anybody.
So
I mean, he's talented and all, but
nah, go ahead.
I don't think he's ready yet. I see he is talented and all, but I don't think he's just ready for that stage yet.
Who else is next up in your squad? Like, you see how Big Baby comes out, right? Like, he spends money on his ring walk and his robe. He's got that I'm gonna be a champion, I'm a champion mentality. Your prospects are still prospects, you know what I mean? But Chris Colbert never showed that. He always showed, I'm gonna be a world champion. You can tell in his ring walks, you can tell in his outfits, and you can tell in his resume the way he's jumped through the rankings. Is it gonna be Rashad Mati? Is it the welterweight? His name is escaping me. I think it's Taylor. Is it Taylor?
Tyrone James.
James, Jesus, where I get Taylor from? Is it James, or is it gonna be Nikita Abali, or are they gonna follow the traditional bring up? You know, because Colbert's on the fast track.
Believe it or not, all three. I think this 2020 was supposed to be a big year for all three, for the White Chocolate, the Albanian Bear, and Tyrone. I mean, 2020 was supposed to be a big year for all of us, but this shit just delayed the whole process. And hopefully after this thing is done and over with, we could hopefully move a little faster than what we were supposed to, because this definitely backed us up, you know. But I think Bobby, Mati, and Tyrone James definitely going to be a big 2020 for them.
What?
Hey, and don't forget Lennox Allen. Lennox Allen was supposed to fight for that title April 11th.
Was he going to fight Steven Nelson?
Who's that, Lennox Allen?
Yeah.
Nah, he was supposed to fight some Cuban dude, man. Cuban only had like maybe 3 fights.
Must be a...
I think he lived in Minnesota, and they're saying that he was one of the top Cubans to come out of Cuba. He's a young kid, too, 21 years old.
All right. Let me see here. We got Intrigued the Incredible in Atlanta says, Jaron Boots Ennis has went on record stating he is ready to fight all champions in the welterweight division. If Jaron Boots Ennis versus Terence Bud Crawford happens down the road, who do you favor to win that fight?
Man, tell you what, Boots is one of my favorite young fighters coming up. He reminds me of a bigger version of B-Hop. He fights lefty, righty, very, very awkward, very slick, fast, strong, tall. I think he's like 6'2", 147 or whatever. He's gonna be a monster. He's definitely one of my favorite ones coming up. He's definitely gonna be a problem, man. He just needs a good proof fight, and he's gonna show the world he's legit. He's one of the good ones, man.
We are actually discussing this morning Boots and Yordenis Ugas' Twitter back and forth, and Boots saying, let's do it, let's get it popping. Ugas telling him, yo, there's levels to this. What do you think of that matchup? Is that too soon for Ennis, or is that the perfect fight?
I think that'll be a perfect fight for Boots. You know? I mean, Ugas is 5'9", 5'10". And Boots 6'2".
No, he's. I mean, his box rec says he's like 5'10".
Who's that?
Ennis.
Boots. Oh, Ennis is a little bigger than that. I seen him live. He's tall. But anyway, I mean, that'd be a good fight, man. That'd be definitely a good fight, a good step up fight for Boots to prove that he's up there. I know his dad. His dad definitely is a no joke coach either. He likes his training to be serious, and wow, it'll definitely be a fight to watch. And believe it or not, I think I'll favor Boots on that fight.
Over Crawford?
No, against
Ugas. Okay.
Yeah.
Dennis in Orlando says, isn't that... Yeah, no, he was just asking if that... I put a picture of you and Colbert for these questions. Never mind that. The Earthquake says, great work with your stable of amazing talent, Coach. My question is, whatever happened to Nkosi Solomon? Seems like he just disappeared.
Wow. That's a question that you guys would have to ask Solomon. I mean, I think for this boxing stuff, there's certain levels and maturity you have to go through, and at a certain point, a coach has to say, how much do I give? How much do I? How can you put it? It's a sensitive situation, but Nkosi, he would be the one to have to answer that question. We try to do everything as much as we could for Nkosi, and some of these fighters, when they get to this level, a lot of people whisper in their ears, do this, don't listen to this, don't listen to that, and some of these fighters do listen, and they fall off track, and they don't come back. And unfortunately, I believe that's what happened in Nkosi. But I said that question has to be asked to Nkosi when you see him. But I don't want to say the wrong thing or answer the wrong thing. Maybe Nkosi has another answer for that.
So what's the deal with Tyrone James? How many nationals did he win?
He won a couple of nationals. I mean, like I said, he didn't stay that long in the amateurs. I mean, I think he started out a little late, and then the thing is he signed with Star Boxing, and Star Boxing has him locked down just to that Paramount Boxing. They should let him, he should be out there, man, the Barclays Center or anywhere that they could see him. Kid's gonna be a star, but they hold him back just a little much. Remember, Tyrone's not that young either. Tyrone's maybe 27, so they gotta let him out. You gotta let him out.
But out, you mean like metaphorically off the leash, or you mean out like out of his contract?
Wow. Damn, Nestor, why you always put me in those situations, bro?
Nah, because I'm just thinking to myself, how is it that all of your fighters are on TV except this kid? He can't get a television contract. Like, how is it that Eddie signs everyone in your gym? At one point, he signed everyone, right? He had Nkoshi, he had Abba Ali, Rashad Mati, Big Baby. So it's like, why leave this kid outside? So I knew something was up. Now we know it's Star Boxing. We all know that they have a history of being hard to deal with. We see Chris Algieri can't get out his contract yet. The only guy to get out that contract with Star is Demetrius Andrade, who's also with Eddie.
Right. Unfortunately, Tyrone James hasn't had that luck. I mean, like I said, all they have him fight him in is in that Paramount. They don't really make him show his potential in other venues and other situations. But let's see what happens. I mean, this year he was supposed to fight in Verona, New York, but because of this virus stuff, they got canceled. So now we have to see what's going to happen after that.
Now, I see that my Dominican friend, Alfonso La Maravilla, has migrated to your gym. What's up with that? And when's he getting some TV? I know he was with Lou. Is he still with Lou? And why doesn't he get any television time? This guy's an Olympian. This feels like his career is being, shelved.
Oh, you're talking about Maravilla? Yeah, no, he was in Spain, and I believe, was it like maybe 5 years ago, he came and fought in New York, and one of the guys from the Bellas Entertainment told me if I wanted to see this kid, maybe I would like to work with him. So I went to BB King to watch one of his fights. I said, yeah, the kid got potential. I mean, I work with him. And after that, we worked, I believe, was it 5 fights? And then some contract stuff came up, and he had to go back to Spain. And he goes, "Yo, I promise you, whenever I got any sort of title shot, I'll come back to you and we'll train." And they offered him, I believe, the WBA 140 title in the Dominican Republic against Puello. And he came back. We trained. We only had like a 2-month camp. Came back, but unfortunately, on the fight, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. What we did in camp. You know what I mean? It was a close, tough fight, but unfortunately, they gave it to Puello. And now he's back in Spain.
All right. I'm taking longer than usual because I'm stalking your Instagram, and I noticed that my boy Chris Colbert got some work with Jaron Bausa, the Puerto Rican, and with Adorno, the Puerto Rican. How was that?
Well, prime time is prime time, man. He handles his business wherever he goes.
All right.
He does what he's supposed to do.
Well, let me get to a couple more of these. We're almost done. We got J-Mac in the 504 says, Bud versus Spence. Who you got?
Wow, that's a 50-50, man. Bud goes lefty, righty, very awkward. And Spence, he showed he shows that he's up there too. But wow, I would have to go with Spence, man. I might have to give him the edge by a little bit. Even Bud is my boy. Well, both of them. I know them very well. But I think Spence by a little bit.
All right. We have Shin C that says, how would you rate Chris Colbert's last performance?
Well, believe it or not, that was a performance that a lot of people didn't realize how hard that fight was. I mean, the guy really didn't want to engage. He just wanted to keep, prime time at a distance, and just it seemed like he just wanted to go the round. And prime time tried to do everything in the book to make it a fight, and a lot of fighters can't do that. He tried to box, he tried to slug, he tried to make it rough, and he tried to, like, every single way he could have thought of making that fight a fight, and the other guy just did not want to engage. So just for that, just for trying to make a fight, the way a lot of fighters can't do it, I probably give like a 9, 8.5 on that fight.
All right. We got Info Joe in California says, what advice would you give me trying to find a boxing gym for my 10-year-old son? There's a lot of gyms in LA. What should I look out for in a coach before I sign him up? Thank you.
Wow, there's all type of coaches, man. Like me, I'm a type of coach that usually, even before you ask me, could you work with me? I mean, I have to make sure that first you are committed to the gym. I have to see you in the gym at least a month and a half. You trying at least to do something, and then after a month and a half, I see you coming constantly that you want to try, you want to do it. Then I'll give you certain routines to do, and then I have to watch you do those routines after, like, say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You keep coming, I give you more routines. You keep coming, then we get more involved. But first of all, the boxer has to show me he has that dedication of coming every day and doing what I'm telling him to do it. If he could do that, then definitely we could work after that. But it's a little hard.
Well, he meant as a father, what should he be looking for in a coach for his son? And how to find a gym for his son?
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, you have to go to a gym that makes sure that has some good fighters, man. You don't want to go into a gym that has no sort of talent, no sort of fighters in there, because then his son will. I believe if you bring a fighter that has a lot of talent, like say in my gym, all of them feed off each other. And if you bring them to a gym that has no fighters or no sort of like inspiration, the boxer will never grow into a fighter that he should grow into. So at least the gym should have some sort of fighters, and if the father does know a little bit about boxing, he has to see if the coach knows how to guide a fighter, especially the young fighter. He would have to see how he guides him, how he makes him move, how he corrects his mistakes, certain things like that.
Next one is from JT in the New Orleans, says Spence versus Canelo at 158.
58? You said 58?
Yeah, they trying to give him a catchweight so that Spence has a reason to take it.
Man, that's kind of hard. You guys want me to go against my paisano, but like I said, I mean, it'll be a tough fight. But I can't even know when was the last time Canelo was that low.
I mean, he fought at 60, not too long ago when he fought Jacobs. He unified at 60.
58, man. But remember, at that age, and to drop an extra 2 pounds, man, those 2 pounds are
all right, make it 60. Make it 60. Listen, Earl Spence gotta make the weight. He gotta make the weight Canelo asks for. Canelo's the A side.
Right. If it's 60, I'll take Canelo.
Oh wow, those 2 pounds. Those 2 pounds mean that much to you.
Yeah, man. Believe it or not, those 2 pounds are a killer sometimes. When your body is at a certain age and at a certain level, those 2 pounds are a killer. Even sometimes a pound is a killer, but 2 pounds is definitely a big difference. And at 60, I'll give it to Canelo.
All right, all right, all right. We got one more. Alvaro says, I'm a huge fan of yours and consider you to be the most underrated boxing coach in the world. I love studying different trainers and looking how to approach different boxing styles. When you were starting, who did you study or what did you do to learn the game? Good question.
Who did I study? Man, like I tell all my boxers, man, a boxer never stops learning, and a coach never stops learning. So whenever I see a fight on, I see a coach that has an elite fighter. I see how he runs his corner. I see how he makes the guy that's bringing up the stool, how he's ordering him, or how the cutman is coming up, or I watch all those little things, and if I could put anything in my corner that would help me that I see was missing, I'll put it in. But I'm usually a fight freak. I'm always watching fights. I'm always watching how to improve my craft. Also, my finance craft, also how to improve my craft. And you always learn. A coach never knows everything. He always learning. And I'm the type of coach that always likes to watch, always likes to learn. If I see something that's going to help me, I'll try and imply that in my camp. But I'm always learning, always watching, man. I never say I know everything, because I believe nobody knows everything. So always learning.
So you are one of the few coaches who has fighters with all the promoters and or broadcasters, should I say? Top Rank and ESPN, Dazn and Matchroom, and even PBC with Chris Colbert. Not to put you in a tough spot, but which one do you prefer? Like, do you prefer Rashad Mati and Nikita Abba getting that global experience, right? They're fighting in America, they're fighting in the United Kingdom, or do you like the way that they're bringing up Colbert in Brooklyn, in his hometown?
Wow. Good question. I mean, both of them are basically are doing a great job. Say PBC is doing a great job with Chris, the way they're bringing him up. They're keeping him more in house, but at the same time, with the Zone and Matchroom and Eddie Hearns, he's definitely doing the right thing by Bobby and Marty. They're traveling the world, they're traveling the states, and they're learning a lot. I mean, they're fighting a lot. I believe Bobby has 9 fights in 1 year, and Marty has 7 fights in 1 year. So, I mean, they're definitely doing the right thing for them. Right now, if I had to choose, I'd say 50-50 between both of them. I can't really choose, man. Both of them are doing a great job. And you're trying to put me on the spot again. That's not right. But both of them are doing the right thing. PBC and Matchroom and Zone.
What weight is Bobby gonna try and go for the title at? Is he planning on staying at 160? Is he gonna drop down? Because we interviewed him and I believe he said he's trying to get the welterweight. Is that even realistic?
Now, believe it or not, since he's been working with Scooter, the weight's been dropping. I believe right now he's like at 50, 57, 58. So, I mean, I think our next fight that's going to be coming up, we're going to try and hit 54.
Wow.
And that's going to be a big boy for 54. Bobby's a big boy.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, Lennox Allen, what's his promotional situation?
Well, Lennox, I believe he's with DeBella and Greg Cohen, I believe. With Lennox, sometimes a little confusing. But, we were supposed to fight out April 11th. And like I said, unfortunately, this virus thing backed us up a little bit on that. So as soon as this thing is over, we should get a date and get things popping,
Well, Sosa, man, that is all our questions. I want to thank you, obviously, for coming on. I know I kept you long, man, but you got a huge stable of fighters, and we wanted to touch on everybody. And once again, appreciate your time. If you can, please give out any social media I have been sharing your Instagram, but let everyone know where to find you.
So, Nestor, thank you, and thank you for the interview. The Boxing Voice always been part of the social crew. You guys always been great with us. Always been coming to the gym and try to do the right thing for us, and for that we thank you. Everybody follow the voice. They're great people, and hopefully we continue doing further future interviews later on. And everybody can follow me at Social Crew 12 on Instagram.
All right, Sosa. Well, thank you so much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. World-renowned trainer. Like many believe, most underrated, man. But I think he's going to be getting his just due here in a short amount of time. He just has too many fighters. Lennox Allen, he's making a name for himself finally, getting the recognition that he deserves. So it's just the last guy, man. Now we know why. It's Star Boxing. Even for Allen, he's in a sticky situation. When I heard Lou DiBella, I was happy. Then he ended in Greg Cohen. It's like every now and then Greg could be a little bit difficult to deal with depending on who you're talking to. You know what I mean? But you got to think Greg Cohen didn't hold back Robert Brandt, who we got scheduled. Robert Brandt will also be on the show this week or next week sometime. I know we got him scheduled. But yeah, he didn't hold back, Rob Brandt. He didn't hold back Dominic Wade. Dominic Wade was able to get a title shot with Gennady Golovkin. So, every now and then. And Greg Cohen, I believe, also didn't hold back Big Baby. You know what I mean? Big Baby got two opportunities while still attached to Greg. So, some people do well. The one that's difficult is definitely Star Boxing, brother. Like, poor Chris Algieri cannot get out of that contract no matter what. But yeah, man, he's got a good stable. And he's right. Both entities are doing well with his up and comers. With Chris, they did a great job. First Golden Boy was attached to Chris. He was always an Al Heyman fighter, but at one point, obviously Al and Oscar were still working together. So Chris was mentored, so to speak, at least publicly, under Bernard Hopkins, and his name was Little B Hop. You know what I mean? So he got a lot of exposure like that. He fought on a lot of PBC cards, Golden Boy cards, And then the PBC happened, and they just kept bringing him up in the right places, putting him in New York City on decent undercards, and he did a lot himself, obviously, with taking the right fights, man, and moving himself and positioning himself the way that he did, to become an interim champion, because he did that in a short amount of fights. He's definitely moving up the rankings. But a great stable, man. Great stable. Definitely something to keep your eye out on. I do like the exposure that Dazn is giving both Rashid Mati and Nikita Abba Ali. They're getting to travel the world and, fight under all types of lights, all types of crowds. That's important. Abba Ali got the fight under that Logan Paul crowd. Then he also went to the UK. So he's getting some good exposure. And, I like what Eddie's doing with those guys, man. Definitely putting them in the right locations and on the right cards. I wonder what's next for Chris, though. Let me see. I got my rankings pulled up here. Let's see. Chris is what, 130? 130, yup. So he's the interim, and Rene Alvarado is the regular, and then you got Leo is the super. I swear the WBA is out of control. And everybody underneath him, nothing sexy there. Andrew Concillo, I guess. Oof, Abraham Supernova, but that's top rank. That's not even Billy Dib. That's Belial Dib. I don't know. Jason Velez, that was a decent fight. Who did Velez just fight? He was looking good in the last fight I watched. Let me see. Velez box fight. Oh, my God. Yo. Oh, he lost to Jaime. That's right, the Dominican, right? Jaime is Dominican, trained with, yup. That was a tough fight. Bro. Jaime was lucky to, I had him winning, but he was lucky to get out of that shit. That was the fight that his trainer is Herman Salcido. You know, he trains out in Miami. Luis Ortiz is training. You guys remember that fight? I'm screen sharing. Jaime, I don't even know how to pronounce. It's supposed to be Dominican. Abodeleda. I don't know. Jaime Abodeleda, something like that. I think we had him on the show too. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Where does Colbert go if not up, right? So he ain't getting the Leo fight. Leo's fighting Tank. So maybe that's what it is. Remember, Leo has that belt. Maybe he's got to vacate that belt, fight Tank at 135. But why? They would probably make Tank come down to 130 so they could fight for Leo's real belt. Because Tank got the interim up there, or the regular up there at 35. But he struggled to make 35 with Gamboa, so is he really going to be able to come back down for Leo at 30? But maybe, again, that's what they do to make, not to make, but to convince Leo to take the fight. Like, look, you know he struggles to make weight because he's a big puncher. It's a dangerous fight for Leo. You know, I don't know. I'm pretty sure people are going to have Tank as the favorite. But, I mean, looking on the outside, right, politics aside, a fight with Chris Colbert and Jonah Carroll will be nice. But that, I'm sure PBC, I talked to Tim Smith, he might laugh at me because like, what? Jonah who? You know, imagine me talking to Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Elliott, like, Jonah who? Because, he's fighting on an app. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what they'll do, but I mean, Oshikwe Foster wants a shot. You know what I mean? He's got that New York City area. He's with Lou DiBella, but he's never been on TV. So, again, makes no sense for them. Farmer, how popular is Farmer? He's also fighting on an app, so it depends who you're talking to in the PBC. I don't know, man. 130. Masaito Ito, but is he still with Top Rank? You know? I don't know. And Joseph Diaz is also on the app. He's with DAZN. Herring he's gonna fight Frampton. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, they're gonna have to get creative. They're gonna have to get creative. We should have asked how long could Colbert stay at that weight? Cause, bro, I'm like looking at 4 sanctioning bodies. I don't see a sexy name in sight that's easy to make. And you know, everyone else is like kind of not a step backwards, but definitely not that jump forward that you're looking for. Like if he fights Lamont Roach, who we had on, that's not forwards. That's good common opponent. You know, Abraham Supernova, same thing. Not forward. That's good common opponent. I guess Jonah Carl is kind of forward because he lost to a former world champ, but then he beat a former world champ. I mean, I guess that's something there. But listen, before I get back out to any callers, we're going to have to take an intermission. I got 0 co-hosts with me. I got to make a quick intermission.
BoxingVoice.com.
DiBiase Productions.
I must be the greatest. Let's get that done. I've been here before and I know what it takes. Hard work.
90 seconds.
Mayweather is he's the best. Win, lose, or draw, we coming to fight. Ain't nobody take that away. We're coming to fight.
They do what they can, I do what I want.
When you look at how he throws that left hook, it starts out really low. We're going to see what kind of character he has. The lefts and rights by Maidana. And it's all Marcos Maidana here. A lot of those punches off his shoulder. I think anybody out there listening or the key, anybody.
60 seconds.
Deal to make. I think it's a perfect deal. But that's it.
15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Listen, the concentration is leaving a little bit. Pick it up. Pick it up!
Some things about we got to deal with his body shots. I don't think you want to be that close to us. He's talking about letting the left hook go, then you gonna take the left hook. Let's get that done.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? Look, we're firemen. Okay. We are firemen! The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat.
BoxingVoice.com.
Let's get that done.
10 seconds.
fight against Keith, we're gonna get less than you, Keith, but we're gonna get more the second time. So go ahead and make it 2 times.
Yo, man, that's a classic intro. Shout out Dollar DiBiase, man. Shout out Dollar DiBiase. Never fails. Been rocking with us since day one. And talented producer. Make sure you look him up on his Instagram. Not only if you want an intro for the show or you want a beat for your YouTube video. Maybe you're a content creator yourself. Maybe you're a rapper. Cause don't be like don't be like Stainless talking about I got the beat from YouTube. That shit is copyright infringement, okay? But yeah, man, Dollar will hook you up. Dollar will hook you up. There are some free beats on YouTube. I can't deny, but oh, so Arliano asking how he do, man. You did great, champ. You did great, bro. Your talent speaks for itself. Great, you know. Let me just type that. For itself, bro. Dude's killing it right now, man. It's like I said, bro. Up and coming, man. A few years from now, we're going to be talking big things about it. Imagine everything goes as those kids are wishing, right? And they all become champions, you know? I mean, he's going to be like multiple time trainer of the year. Has to be. But yeah, man, shout out Dollar DiBiase.
What it do, TVB family? This your boy Dollar. If you want a beat like you heard on the show, hit me up on Instagram at Dollar DiBiase. That's DOLLA_DIBIASE. Let's get it.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
Going out to Baltimore, Boomerang, Troy, what it do? Buenos dias.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
How are you, champ?
You know, good. You doing good interviews, man. I wasn't even going to call in because sometimes it's better to listen and learn, but every time you bring up Big Baby and people are waiting to see him and and Fury and him fight.
No. That's his trainer, brother. You do understand that. That's his trainer. And what I didn't say people are waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I said people are waiting to see if he's the same now that he tested positive for what he did. Those are enhancement drugs. So, you know, is he going to throw 60 punches around? That's what I said. I ain't say we excited to see him back. You got to listen, bro. Every day you don't listen.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. I'm not taking a shot at you. You use a hearing aid or something?
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm
sure, yeah. I use a hearing aid, man. I have an oxygen tank, like you said.
Champ, I just said I just said I'm not taking a shot at you.
Yeah, you can't be that sensitive with me, man. I have thick skin. I got thick skin, but no, I don't use no damn hearing aid, Bama. But no, I'm really not interested in. I understand what you're saying. I just get irritated when I hear that man's name. I just don't think he just needs to work his way back up and shut up. But he's never gonna shut up. And I just think he's a cancer to the sport. Because you know what has he done that people got to bring up his name or anything.
I mean, again, man, I only brought it up because that's his trainer, man. It would have been like, why didn't you bring it up, you know? But look, we make for great radio, you and I. We never agree. Even when you start off saying, yo, I called in because you do good interviews, then you start attacking anyway, and it's good, man. It's good. We get the people what they want, man. They want to see me crucify you. You know what I'm saying? But listen, you got a bunch of people here on Block Talk. You haven't pressed one, so we're going to go ahead and skedaddle. Let me double check. I ain't got no boomerangs to go to. Let me see. Skimming through here. We went to Trey. Trey told me to give it to JT. I did that. J-Mac went 3 times for J-Mac, twice for Majimbe, twice for Atlanta. Did I go twice for you, Intrigue? Think so, right? Hold on.
Nope.
Oh, I didn't? Well, talk to us.
Nah, the only thing I got to say, man, is Ugas, he don't got nowhere to go. So he got no choice but to fight Boots. That's in my thinking. But if that fight don't get made, I mean, give him somebody like Josito Lopez or Lipnitz. Them be some good other fights for Boots to destroy. That's all I got to say.
All right. Let me see. We got California A. My man's, yo man's.
Mr. Infojo.
Tell them the truth, yo! Tell them the truth!
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Infojo.
presented by my brother.
Tell them the truth, yo! Tell them the truth!
Yo. Good morning, TBV family. What's up, nephew Solo Dolo?
Scarface without Manolo.
Yo, should be like that sometime. Yo, great interview. As far as Jaron Ennis, I would like him to see him fight the winner of Jamal James versus Thomas Delorme. I think that'd be a good step-up fight before he goes into a Ugas fight, in my opinion. I think you should move the guy, not extremely fast, but not extremely slow. But I think that'd be a good barometer fight right there. That's all I got, champ. Keep up the good work, brother. Everybody out.
Oh, shit, my bad.
No, I was just going to say everybody have a blessed, no-stress day. Everybody stay safe. And we do got the 50 push-up challenge going on. So submit your videos, man. There's health over wealth.
Yo,
Peace, family.
I posted it in the Border Wars chat for you, too, to get them boys doing it. Troy, Boomerang, back at ya.
Me again, Nestor?
You the Boomerang,
That's
baby. You like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, you know what? Before you got all sensitive, man, I was meaning to ask you, how do I get in touch with your boy who does the beats and the intros? I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on a lot of things, but
Facebook.
how else could I reach out to him?
He on Facebook. Dollar DiBiase
What's his name again?
on Facebook. Dollar DiBiase
Okay.
on Facebook.
I got a nice intro. You're going to love the intro. You're going to love it.
Just make sure it's not
I got it.
copyrighted material. He could only create original beats.
Nah, I gotta trust me. I got a friend who's a producer. He's gonna let me use one of his beats. I already talked to him.
Man, you got a lot
and
of
then
friends,
everything else
man.
is. No, I don't. I have a lot of brothers that I've known throughout life.
Saying you know somebody that could do something.
Yeah, well, I used to walk around a lot, man. I don't anymore. But
why not?
Yeah, so I'm home. I'm a homebody, man. I'm a homebody,
Me
and
too.
I'm training. I'm at the church. I'm at the gym. I'm at home. That's it. I'm at the church. I'm at the gym. I'm at home, or I'm over my two lady friends' houses, and that's it.
Two lady
That's my whole
friends.
life.
Why are you trying to be a player at this age?
No. It's not a play. They both know about each other.
Oh, so
I
that
just
really
don't have any
make
time
you a
for games.
player. That really make you a player.
No, it's not playing. I actually met them at close times, and I didn't want to play games with anybody, so we sat down and we all spoke to each other, and things worked out.
Oh,
Period.
so you that great of a catch that two women are okay to share you because you like Troy.
You have to know your
like
value
Troy,
there, brother.
Troy. You like King of Troy over here.
You just have to know your value, and you have to be man enough to say that I'm not going to play games with either one of you. I find both of you attractive for different reasons, right? And then go from there. I mean, they had all right to walk away, but they both chose to stay. So, hey, we're just working it out.
Yo, Chronicles
So,
of a
there you
Pimp.
go.
Chronicles of a Pimp. Yo, Baltimore.
Far from it.
Yo, Baltimore, man. I wouldn't put it past you. You was a pimp out there, man.
I'm far from it, man. I'm just a grown man, and I know my value, and I know what I like.
I mean,
and obviously these two young ladies. Yeah.
I think you should let one of them go, man. You should take one serious, man. Let the other one go.
Nah. In time, man.
I'm just speaking.
Time,
I'm just speaking as a father. I wouldn't want my daughter in that situation.
I got a daughter too. You do know that, right? She's older than your daughter.
No,
so,
I
yeah.
I heard you say that she could fight. I'm just saying I wouldn't want her in that situation.
Nah.
So I wouldn't. I don't condone that situation.
Hey, Hey, well, I didn't force nothing on anybody. It was an honest
No, I
conversation.
mean, listen, you a
Have a
player,
good.
man. You a player, man. When you a player, you could do that. You know, I get you.
Mm-hmm. You have a good day,
You
brother.
listen to Too Short?
I didn't hear you.
You listen to Too Short?
Nah. I don't listen to Too Short, man.
What's in your playlist?
No, I don't. I listen to everything, man, from hip hop to country to Frank Sinatra, everything.
Yeah, but that's very vague.
You know,
You gave me one artist
anything that
and
moves
a
my
lot
soul.
of genres. Give me some artists.
The Black Thought is the main one I listen to. Black Thought, Pharoah Monch.
Whoa, Pharoah Monch.
Yeah, just stuff like that. I listen to a lot of Bob Marley. I even listen to old speeches from Marcus Garvey. Like I said, anything that moves my soul, that's what at that moment, that's what I listen to.
Yo, so how are you keeping these two women satisfied? And I don't mean sexually, just because I use that word. I mean, how you satisfying them right now? But how you satisfying them right now during this coronavirus? Because you got to practice social distancing.
Yeah, well, that's what three-way calls are for, man. I mean, we talk.
Damn, you doing three ways. Oh, so you sharing that time equally.
Like I said, everybody knows about everybody. I'll be 50 in 2 years. I don't play games, man. I don't have any time to play games.
Okay.
Nah, in 2021, I'll be 50.
Okay. 50,
Yeah.
50, 58,
I've been married. I've been this. Say that one more time.
You said 58?
Nah, I'll be 50. You know, I'll be blessed to live to 58 and beyond. But yeah, no, I'll be 50 in 2 years. Well, next year. Next year I'll be 50.
Oh, you'll be 52 next year.
50 next year.
Oh, 50 like 50 Cent the rapper. I've been hearing all these other numbers.
Right.
Nah,
man, because look.
I'm trolling you,
I know,
Troy.
man.
I'm trolling you. Yo, but nah, thank you, man. Thank you. We needed some more information on you. Now we know you a player. You ain't, I mean, rather you said you ain't no player. You just like to crush a lot. I get you. I can't do two women, man. Three-way calls, that's a lot of work. I'm telling you. But listen, we're gonna go and wrap it up. Troy gave us the best outro we could have ever had. You know what I mean? Thank you for that. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Oh shit, we got Stone Bone Boxing jumping in late in the coming through clutch work. What up, Stone Bone?
What up?
What's going on?
Hey,
just
so I guess we know why. I see, and I was just listening to Troy. I see why he got a bad heart now, man. He done split it between two women. That's why he only gonna give you that minute. That's why he only got a minute in Border Wars, because he got to give 5 minutes to each woman. So he only got a minute left for Border Wars. Hey, great interview with Sosa, man. I like what he's doing. I like these guys, the Bomacs, the Robert Garcias, the Sosas, these guys who got these young, confident fighters, and they building basically how all these guys talk about, Crump and all these different gyms. We living in our own version of that now. We got Omaha, we got Sosa out there with the Sosa crew. I mean, we got Robert Garcia out there. You got Derrick James down in Texas. So we got a nice regional thing going on. Now it's just time for these guys to fight each other, man. Fuck it. South versus Midwest. Let's do it. Let's do it. And yeah, man, so I'm in Omaha now too, man. So I'm gonna put a couple things together while I'm here too. So it's all good. I'm gonna catch you out.
You can always just telephone bond them like, yo, here, bud, and it's just us on the line, like while we live. You know what I'm saying? Just like, bud, throw him the phone and shit. It's like, yo, what up, champ? But yeah, man, Chino, Raul Chino Rivas, he's also another underrated trainer, man. He got a lot of talent out there, and he was going to go head up with Bomac. I actually had them both scheduled to do a face-off. I was going to go record them live for Fight Week for that Stephen Ortiz and David Allen Jr. fight. But coronavirus, so that's off the table. But, yeah, Michelle Rosado, the promoter, she had wanted me to do that, and I was definitely down. do like a face-off with them because, you know, they both talkers. And, you know, their fighters going up against each other. And you see how competitive Chino was when we had him on the show. And you know that Bomac is that way. So that was the plan. But coronavirus. All right, guys. We're out 7 p.m. Eastern. Definitely be back with Untitled. Don't forget. Peace.